What's up, guys? It's been on my mind to talk about it. I wanted to do it, a little bit closer, and then life got in the way, because life always gets in the way when I actually don't do the things that I say I want to do. But let's talk about Shadow and Bone. So, as a series, it's all written by Leigh Bardugo. It's a trilogy, and this is kind of like your introduction into the Grishaverse, which there's a lot of other books that's involved in that, and I'm slowly working my way through it. I technically started in the wrong spot because I started with the Six of Crows duology. I enjoyed those more than I enjoyed the trilogy of Shadow and Bone. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that our main character of Shadow and Bone, Alina, Sancta Alina, is rather flat in my opinion. She doesn't really have an arc. In this, again, all of this, my opinion. And before I go much further, I am not responsible for any spoilers you may hear in this vlog. So there's your warning. She feels like there's no growth. She is very stuck on her, quote, one true love, which is such horse hockey. It's just, there are plenty of words that I could use to describe her relationship with Mal, but we're just going to go with it is dead end, and it doesn't feel very healthy because there is no growth. And maybe it's just because I'm a 20-something reading a book that's technically designed for teenagers who feel like everything is growth because, they made it somewhere. I mean, yeah, they made it from point A to point B, but did they actually make things better? Or does Sancta Alina just attach herself to her sainthood that they created for her and now have some sort of God complex, feeling like she has to save the world all the time? I feel like more growth happened and it didn't stick, which is honestly probably more of what really annoys me about Alina, is she had opportunities and more growth kind of happened when she was dealing more directly with the Darkling. And the Darkling is written in such a way where you can't help but root for the man, even if he is, a relatively ageless being and has been around for forever. He entices more, and he basically shoves you to grow. That is, again, it's probably just showing my age a little bit. It's more attractive to have somebody who wants to help you grow than to have you stay exactly where you are and just complain about how you're not who I thought you were. It's like, dude, whatever. Found something new about myself. Need to kind of explore it a little bit because it feels a little permanent. I don't know. Mal just whined a bunch and not really my thing. I mean, another good choice of a love interest, because it seemed like there always had to be one in this trilogy. I mean, I don't know if any growth would have happened if they didn't exist. Let's be honest there. When Nikolai, I can't think of what his name was before we found out that he was Nikolai, the Lost Prince. He's a privateer, not a pirate, but I can't remember what his moniker is. But when Nikolai is introduced to the scene, I liked that relationship also more than I liked Alina and Mal. So the fact that it kept feeling like Bardugo kept bringing it back to Alina and Mal, it just didn't work. It was a very dead horse. It needed to be fed to the Volcra and let it die. Just let Mal and Alina be done. They might have actually grown into decent people instead of constantly clutching to each other and not being able to let the other one go, which meant the other one wasn't going to grow. And so it just needs a little bit more. And the show that is based on of this, which so far all we have is one season, and it just covers the first book, Shadow and Bone, which is why it's called Shadow and Bone. Shocker. It, you know, it highlights that. You have Ben Barnes as the Darkling, which they give him a name because in the first book you don't really get to hear any kind of name. You get more of that like later on in the trilogy. But you can't help but root for Ben Barnes. I'm sorry. You just can't. I mean, he plays the charm of the Darkling very well. I mean, like, all of the cast did well with what they had. However, I still feel like Alina is flat. She's not three-dimensional. But that doesn't mean that it's not enjoyable, because I mean, I still enjoyed watching the show, still enjoyed reading the books. You know, it was a nice shut my brain off and not think about things for a while. If you enjoy, you know, fantasy worlds that have a little bit of complexity and can become bigger than they are, you know, check it out. Bardugo really does have a really great writing style. And I've enjoyed every single book of hers that I've read, which I've read quite a bit. I just wasn't a fan of Alina. She could just, you know, be rolled over with a rolling pin. No, nothing special. But yeah, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. I will see you next video. Bye. Don't